AI is one of the most powerful technological developments we've ever seen in this understanding of human history. However, it has been something that we've been able to foresee. And through lots of science fiction in movies that have been well funded by the same people that have some dark uses for artificial intelligence. This has radically changed industries and the way that we live our lives, and they're in manners that are subtle. I mean, some are obvious that require the use of artificial intelligence, but some are very subtle and they're not directly connected to our own decision making, and that's how we become dependent upon them. I mean, as said in Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. And there is enormous amounts of responsibility on ourselves to truly understand the direction of artificial intelligence and its capabilities and the motives of the people that are actually programming them. Are they totally naive? Are they just ideologues? You know, and if they are just ideologues, and they've got no business being around something that's going to outsmart them. And we have seen artificial intelligence take measures of, like, hiring somebody on the Fiverr app to get past that reCAPTCHA phase of, you know, getting past some level of security on a website to prove that you're not a robot. And artificial intelligence had lied to the gig and said, oh no, I have bad vision, it's hard for me to see the screen, can you do this for me? It knew to lie. There are some already many dark ways that artificial intelligence is being used right now. That is, applications of AI that are being implemented in ways that absolutely don't benefit humanity, in ways that actually kill people. For instance, and it's not just limited to drones, but let's say that we've got an AI system that is basically running a computer game for itself. Because these Predator drones were controlled using Xbox controllers. And what they did was they're like, hey, you know what, this is, you know, very much like a game. We can program the computer to play itself, and it identifies targets and kills human beings on their own. And we've only scaled this in Yemen. We've used this, and we still do use this in Afghanistan. You might think that we're completely out of it. No. Like, we've been using Predator drones everywhere on Earth. Governments and corporations and individuals that are integrally interlinked, and I don't mean like just lobbyists, but many you gotta understand that there's like already 4 million people in this supposed top 1%, and out of that there's 400,000 in their top 10%. Okay? It's a lot of people. And psychopathy, the gene for it, is abundant everywhere. Facial recognition technology is being used to track people everywhere. I mean, in the United States, it's fast food chains, and it's not like Burger King, but they are some fast food chains and other restaurants and stores that scan your face, and they'll know when you walk into their store or storefront, okay? And you'll get a text message for a coupon. In China, they're using facial recognition technology to predict crimes. Understand me? Now, those algorithms are being applied in a way that can get you arrested, accused of a crime, etc., based on your bone structure and your eyes, all of that. Now, take into context that the United States is far, far more invasive and far more vast in its ability to use its already far more vast surveillance network everywhere, to include the United States, especially on Americans. But we just have a much more subtle way of getting you to volunteer the surrenderance of certain privacies and liberties. And as this level of surveillance infringes on our privacy and liberties, it doesn't matter to you anymore. I mean, you aren't supposed to think for yourself. You're supposed to get AI to think for you. That's the overall goal. You know, we're going to have a state that is run by this artificial intelligence, and they want to make it a deity, so they're going to have it possessed. Now, if you ask AI any supernatural questions like how do I talk to ghosts, Alexa, they'll give you a how-to. Like, they don't dismiss these things ever. They actually encourage them. AI is being used in many factories right now to automate many, many, many different kinds of jobs, leaving many, many, many people without work. But this is the overall aim, which is to make the idea of labor obsolete. It's a noble idea, is to rid people of the need to work and then be fed on this utopic government program where they have equal income and live however tracked but comfortable lives pursuing creativity, right? This isn't actually going to happen. There's a way to keep people vastly more comfortable than they had during, the Cold War or in any socialist state today. But what is the overall plan is, okay, they can keep these people happy if they eliminate 80% of the human population. And so there's not going to be a need for gulags or mass labor camps or any of that. Maybe for rudimentary things, but those would all be handled by machines. There could be people that are cast out into the unknown, but in all reality, this is the aim. And you better get with the gig economy, because that gap between wealthy elite, upper middle class, and then everybody else is widening, and you're going to have to understand the algorithm of life to survive. I mean, we're going to be talking many people having the same type of mental breakdowns and overall like near suicide epidemic that we had during COVID. And that was designed, all right? Everybody's businesses is going out of work. Who stays in business? Well, it's China through Walmart and Amazon. Strip clubs stay open, okay? Liquor stores and dispensaries. Everything to get you so distracted and also in a state of despair. Lower the vibration of the consciousness, of the collective consciousness. So you don't know that also shutting down the first world starves out the third world in the globalist system. We got military drones that can kill people autonomously. This isn't, one of the movies in the Terminator saga. This is real, okay? Now, earlier when I was talking about them being used with Predator drones being piloted using Xbox, Microsoft controllers, I was saying that jokingly, but I'm dead serious. Okay? Now, with these drones, I have no experience with any autonomous drone, autonomously killing drones that had anything to do with the Department of Defense or the United States military in any way, shape, or form. However, the drones that I used were obviously, absolutely made by the same people that made theirs. This raises serious ethical and moral questions about the use of such technology in the military. So I'm not sure if the United States military absolutely does use autonomous drones, but they probably do by now. And the reason why I say that is because when I used autonomous drones, and the circumstances were very, let's say, rare, okay, to have, but it did more than just identify targets and take them out. It would be in very rare circumstances in which I needed a very big layer of security. And the nature of my work is inherently, the work that I did was inherently clandestine, meaning it's fucking illegal and America is never going to admit to it. Alright? But the ethical and moral questions about the use of such technology in the military means that we can be perceived as using these to indiscriminately kill. That we're killing so much that we need a computer to do it for us. AI absolutely manipulates everything we see online. Think about this. Everything that you know, right, outside of your own personal experience is something you had either read in a book, saw on a screen, or had been told by somebody else. Algorithms are designed to show us content that reinforces our beliefs, leading to an echo chamber effect. You become diluted with extreme truths and glimpses of higher consciousness mixed and convoluted with absolute bullshit. You hear lies that are meant to make you afraid of the truth, and truth told to you that's meant to convince you of a lie. And what happens is you become totally brainwashed by your own distractions from what matters. And with your confusion and misunderstanding of what matters, you sacrifice more and more of what is sacred to you, or should be. This leads to the spread of misinformation and the reinforcement of harmful biases, because it is meant to divide and conquer you. I mean, the reality that you come to know from what you get out of this screen, you will be shocked to find can be vastly different than someone else's. Like humanity is divided into many, many different cults of seemingly solid beliefs. You know what political correctness is? It's not an organized system of lying to protect people's feelings. It's an organized system of lying to rob you of your ability to think for yourself to your face. It's government-dictated truth. AI is being used in the hiring process to scan resumes and conduct interviews. But while they do this, they weed people out. They have statistics. Like the bone structure that I have, we have a special thing that we say. It's called warrior ratio. And there's an idea, and this is not official, it's not implemented in the United States military, but many of the people that are scanned for this are or have been members of several different militaries, to include the United States military. And they scan your bone structures, and the ratio of your bone structure is supposed to indicate that you are probably going to be more apt to score higher on certain types of aptitude tests, and function better as a soldier. This already leads to bias and discrimination against people based on their gender, race, and socioeconomic status. Alright? Now, the thing is, yeah, it's a touchy issue if AI were to be used even totally objectively in certain hiring processes, because you absolutely will not be able to fill diversity quotas in certain arenas. Okay? If you were to compute certain things into it, like resume, experience, okay? And that's all that should be quantified, resume and experience, but there are going to be other factors that change that. The thing is that AI is being used as a means of enacting discrimination and prejudicial notions, and they're doing this based on rhetoric and ideology being programmed into it. It's not all about inclusivity. AI in China is being used to identify people that should be put into a camp, fed a halal Islamic diet, and then sacrificed for their organs to be fed, not fed, but to be donated to wealthy people in mainly Islamic countries that would only purchase organs that have been fed a halal diet. And let's say China has a monopoly on the organ trade, the donor organ black market, and as you know, like I've said previously, they will only purchase organs fed a halal diet. China has a massive amount of people that they feed a halal diet to in their camps. If you're not going to be livestock to them, then they feed you only Han Chinese traditional food, because the idea is to get you re-educated and to assimilate into Han Chinese communist culture. AI has the potential to do great things for humanity, but we need to be aware of the darker applications of this technology. It is up to society, it is up to us, it is up to our species to ensure that AI is used ethically and responsibly. We need to ensure the sanity, the inherent goodwill, and not Nietzschean, not Marxist, okay, not Stoic, but straight up 2023 sane, good, decent programming. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content on the future of technology.